Hello class 9 students of the Secondary Education Board of Assam. Here you will see that due to the pandemic, there has been a change in your syllabus where the syllabus has been revised for the academic session of 2020, which means that in your annual exam happening somewhere towards the end of November and your results coming perhaps towards the end of December, you will be having a new syllabus, which is actually the revised syllabus of the new book that you received recently in this academic year. So you would see here that your theoretical marks would still be 90, your internal assessment would be 10 marks, and there you go. 90 plus 10. These are your internal assessment as well as your theoretical. Your time will still be 3 hours and your pass mark 30 marks. The first is the revision chapter, which is a new insertion from the previous one. And in this new insertion, you would see that there are many concepts of mathematics which you had learned in class 8, which you had learned in the previous classes, sort of a revisional thing. So in the revision chapter, the whole chapter is taken. Nothing has been omitted, and it would be for 8 marks. Then you have the number system. Nothing has been omitted. That means you have to do everything, and it carries 7 marks. Then you have polynomials, the whole chapter, which would carry 10 marks. Then coordinate geometry, the whole chapter, which would carry 5 marks. So you see, from here you can see that the revised chapter and chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 has been given as no units omitted. That means everything you have to read, you have to study. Then you have the 4th chapter, which is linear equations in 2 variables. You would need to study only up to 4.4 units, unit 4.4. Why do they emphasize on excuse me, up to unit 4.4? It is because within those units you have concepts given, and you also have examples. So whatever is included in the 4.4 unit, up to 4.4 units, you would need to study those examples. You need to study those concepts. You need to read between the lines. But then when it comes to exercise questions, it would be only up to exercise 4.3. That means unit 4.5 onwards is not needed, and that will carry for you 7 marks. There you go. Then Euclid's mathematics, which is in chapter 5, is completely left out. The chapter is starred there. Units required nil, units omitted, the whole chapter. Then in triangles, which is a vast, a vast chapter, you will have to study only up to unit 7.5, and the exercises would be only up to 7.3. So that means anything and everything that is written between unit 7.1 all the way to unit 7.5, you have to study it. But unit 7.6 onwards, nothing, and it carries 8 marks. But you have to remember that 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3 is included. Then unit 8 again is left out, so leave it, and nil, the whole chapter is left out. Then you have areas of parallelograms and triangles, and here in this unit it is only up to unit 9.3, including the examples within those units, but your exercises will be only 9.1 and 9.2, which means that unit 9.4 onwards is left out, which means even the exercises 9.3 onwards, and that will carry for you 6 marks. Now we have circles. Circles is a small chapter. All units are included except unit 10.5. So you have to study up to unit 10.4, including the examples and all the exercises, but then you need to leave out exercise 10.3. See, all units except 10.5, that means you have to study up to 10.4, the units, the examples therein, and the exercises will be all except 10.3. So, the unit that has been left out is 10.5 and it carries 8 marks. Constructions, you will have only unit up to 11.2 and your exercise only 11.1. Please make sure you look at the examples because examples are repeated, examples are studied. Unit 11.3 onwards is omitted. That means, see here, units omitted. So up to unit 11.3 onwards is left out and it will carry, the whole chapter will carry for you 4 marks for circles. Or I'm sorry, for 8 marks, your circles. Unit 10.5 is left out. Okay, in constructions you'll have only unit 11.2 and 11.3 and it carries 4 marks. I think I said that. Heron's formula, you will have unit only up to 12.2, but the exercise will be only 12.1. All the exercises in 12.1, which means that any unit starting from 12.3 onwards in Heron's formula would be left out, and that would be 4 marks. Now the vast chapter of 13, which is surface areas and volumes, you will study only up to unit 13.5 and exercises will be only up to 13.4. The unit examples, everything within up to 13.5 will be used and exercises only up to 13.4. So what has been left out? Unit 13.6 and exercises after unit 13.4. After unit 13.4, and that will be 8 marks. Then you have statistics, which will be up to unit 14.4 and exercises up to 14.3 including the examples, and you have unit 14.5 which will be left out, and the marks for up to unit 14.4 and exercises up to 14.3 will be for 8 marks. Then the last chapter would be your probability chapter. You need to study the whole chapter. No units are left out, but it carries only 3 marks. There are simple questions there. So, looking at this, you need to copy it down and you need to ensure that you know what you need to study. Do not waste your time unnecessarily. So, see here, units, note, chapter 5 and 8 are excluded from the syllabus only for the session of the academic year of 2020. I wish you all the best for your exams and you have a wonderful day or evening. Thank you.